What's going on, people? Shorty is going live late. Bit of an unplanned one. So if you're watching this on the recap, apologies. It was one that was, without any notice. But let me just get this in the group. Get this in the group and get a few people along. It's been a busy week for old Shorty. Not really work-wise. Haven't been working that much, but just been a bit of stuff on. Cool. Let's post that. Done. Get stuck into it. Charger on. Microphone. Looks like it's in. So, yeah, what is going on? What is happening? We'll talk a bit of Supercoach stuff. Like I said, this one was pretty much unplanned. I just, didn't know if I'd get to go live this week. It's just had a few bits and pieces on. But then tonight ended up sort of being a bit more free than usual. Let me know if I'm coming through loud and clear. And if you've got any Supercoach questions, then or footy for that matter, I'd love to hear your thoughts. And we'll just see how it goes. I mean, given I've given no notice about me going live, we might not get much involvement. But fingers crossed, we'll see how we go. I'll just let the people build up a touch, hopefully, and then I'll discuss a little bit about my side if we don't get too many questions, and I'll just get stuck into it. But I guess for me this week, I think Stephen May. Stephen May's a really good option. He's at about 400k, so of course he's affected by that score that he had against the Cats where Hawkins smashed his face accidentally. So, I think that was a pretty sub-20 score, I think. So he's come back with a 90-odd, and then the weekend was big, 145. So, and Jordan Clark's been dropped for tomorrow if some people still have him, but I know I do. And for me, it's going to be Jordan Clark out, and in comes the man I just said, Stephen May. And then we've got Martin Frederick at the power, which I'm sure most of you are well aware of, has started pretty nicely. Scored 88 and 70 odd. So I think him at 123k is a pretty nice option. So, I think he's definitely got to get. So probably Chapman is one that I'll get rid of. Yeah, it's been tough with Chapman. He started so well. He's just done absolutely nothing for the last couple of weeks. So, if you've got any questions, guys, thanks for jumping on board. If you have, I know this one's a little bit later and it was totally unplanned. I just thought I'd jump on. Literally, I was just watching KO before with a mate and he got work in the morning. So he was like, I'm off to bed. So I thought, I could just keep watching this or Netflix, but I'll jump on and see if anyone wants to talk a bit of footy, a bit of Supercoach by this late sort of stage. But, there's a few guys I reckon we should be taking a look at as well. I think Jake Lloyd's at a pretty handy price as well. If you think Caleb Daniels back, could be an option. Jaden Short, he's starting to come down a touch as well after a couple of poorer weeks. And in the midfield, Jack Steele, definitely keep an eye on him. Jack McRae got a high break even, of course, after just an okay week. For him, a low score's about 100. And that's what he dished up. So, excuse me, but forward line, Zach Butters is coming along well, and I think he's a guy we'll want to bring into our sides. And Rowan Marshall as well. He's pretty nicely priced. Steel Sidebottom's still floating around at a decent price. I think he'll still be okay, but the Pies are struggling. Yeah, so there's a bit to think about, but I'll tell you what, I'm burning trades too. I'll be down to 17 trades. If you've been watching me all season, you know the sort of struggles I've been having. So I've been using 2 trades every single week. So it's been a bit of a debacle, to be fair. It's been a bit of a debacle, but just sort of looking at my side now, you know, I wanted to get rid of Zach Williams, but Clark's been dropped. So, you know, Williams may or may not come in. Tommy Highmore may or may not come in, but thankfully, we're getting the Thursday night teams back. Thank goodness. I don't know when, but I know it's soon. So it'll just be nice to have a bit more of an idea over what we can do. Josh Kelly as well. He was back on a wing. Certainly a guy that's probably something to think about because he's been played out of position, a bit more of a half-forward flank. But he might just be at a handy little price. What's his break even? Because he's about 500K at the minute. So he's probably still got a solid break even. I'm guessing it's probably around 90, 105. So yeah, he's probably a buy if you trust that he's back in town. You know, if you reckon he's back, then by all means, go on. You know, he let a few of us down. Hopefully, a lot of you out there did pick up Grundy at a bit of a VC, but I'd still be trusting Gorn. Up the fixture. I think the VC, landing on a VC was a bit tough to sort of think about. What do we got? I mean, Dusty does often tear the Cats up, and we don't really have a matchup for him. No Colo, no O'Connor. Yeah, so Melbourne have got the Swans, which means Gorn's up against an informed Hickey, but I could still see Gorn dominating that game. There's no doubt about that. I mean, Hickey's playing well, but yeah, Grundy's up against Goldstein. What am I going to do? Don't even know. Who am I going to VC? I mean, Martin's half tempting. I mean, could I? Yeah, I'm going to have to think about that one. There's no one that really jumps out at me before Gorn. And what do we got on the Sunday? Yeah, not too much. I think my main captaincy options. I mean, my mate Langus, he brought up a good point that Jack Siebel, he's got to be considered, you know, because he does have an ability to just pop out enormous scores at times, and he has done quite a few of those, which he's been an unbelievable pick. I mean, he was someone we probably hoped could average 90, and he's pumped out a 155, a 148, a 169. And he just has massive kick numbers. If you look at some of these kicks, 32 kicks against the Dockers, 169. 33 against the Cats, 148. 27 against the Dogs, 155. So when he gets big marks, big kicks, he's going 140 plus. So credit to you, Langers. It's not a bad option at all. And so they play at 4:35, North Melbourne, Collingwood, and the D's and the Swans play at night on the Saturday. So you'll need to be quick. You'll need to be watching the scores and making a quick changeover. I'm sure we've probably got a few zeros to work with, but I know I'll certainly have a zero. And let's hope Flynn can come back too for the Giants just to get us a bit of extra coin. But yeah, if there's any questions out there, feel free to pop them through. I might have missed the boat here. I might have to make sure that I don't do spontaneous live sessions because there's probably not as much engagement. But nothing's popping up on my little live chat. But feel free if you've got anything to say. I'll probably waffle on for another 5 or so minutes. Almost treating this one a bit like the weekend preview almost. So yeah, if we don't get any sort of questions through, I'll probably just keep this one at sort of 12 or 15 minutes and just talk about a few more of my thoughts and maybe it can be of use to someone on Friday or something like that. So yeah, I'll do the weekend preview tomorrow. Probably I'll just smash. I'm working the afternoon, so unfortunately I won't get to see the Cats and the Tigers, which I'm spewing about because I reckon that could be an interesting game. But certainly a big game, well, for both clubs, but particularly the Cats. The Tigers, they've got the wood on us, so I think Geelong would definitely want to, for that mental edge, they want to get a bit of a win on the board. But so yeah, I'm working. I reckon I'll smash the preview out some stage in the morning, hit the gym and duck off to work. So I think I'll probably, if you've tuned into this one, if you're watching this before the preview, probably won't be anything too much different. I think, Stephen May's definitely a goer. Frederick, we're a bit light on for cash cows. So I definitely think, it's a go in terms of getting him in because we just need guys. And it could even be a sideways trade. Like it's probably going to be Chapman, but it could be if you've still got Lockie Jones. It could be if you've got Tom Highmore if he's not named. I don't particularly like going sideways in terms of a rookie, but we might not have a choice, because I think you've got to get him, and it might just be the fact that you might not get any money bringing him in, but you'll definitely get some money as he works his way up because he looks like he's just playing a really nice role and knows how to find the footy. So, yeah, he's definitely a likely type, but I'd just encourage people to just keep trading. I mean, I know it is only natural to get a little bit nervous when you start to really eke down towards the mid-teens in your trades. Most of us are probably breaking through that under 20 bracket by now, but, there's nothing wrong with that. If they're all good trades, if you haven't wasted any, don't worry. They're all good trades. So I think we should be starting to get closer and closer to a full side of premiums, Hopefully you've got, maybe 16 premiums on your field, or at least what we think are premiums. I know I'm a little bit behind the 8 ball, but if you've dodged a few balls in terms of injury and poor selections off the top, I reckon we could be all right. But I think most of us are smashing through the trades. So, which there's nothing wrong with that, but. Yeah, I might round it up there because I'm not seeing any questions coming through, which I'm not sure if there's something wrong in terms of my end because it says to me there's 35 people watching, which is unusual to not get any questions from. So if you're watching and you want to test out if Shorty's thing's even working, feel free to just say anything. But I'm going to stop it there. And I just wonder if I have set it up correctly. But, hey, if you've asked a question and it's not popping up on my end, I'm going to stop the stream now and it'll be posted on my page. So feel free to comment on the actual video itself and be like, Shorty, I asked a question. It didn't work for you. You stuffed it up. So hopefully technical Shorty hasn't failed again. But let us know if you are interested in asking any more questions because if a few questions aren't coming through, I might be able to tee up the live session again. But lesson learned, Shorty might have to put up a video. I didn't think it got too much interest, the videos, when I say when I'm actually going live, but maybe it increases the numbers more than I anticipated. But these live sessions, it's all trial and error. So thanks again for everyone who is sort of tuning in. I know we've sort of worked our way up to about 40 now, so sorry if I'm cutting it short, but I don't have a clue what's going on. There's no questions popping up, so I'm going to call it. But, yeah, I sort of discussed a few of my trade options, a few guys that you should be sort of looking at in terms of who's on your radar, who's falling a little bit in price. Boak's also a nice one, someone to think about. So, yeah, we'll wrap it up. Thanks again. Apologies if we have got a few questions that just aren't showing up. But if not, it's good to chat. I'll have a weekend preview up tomorrow, and we'll talk again soon. Cheers.